Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Let's Talk About It, the show where we talk about food. And we are back talking about our favorite dishes from around the world.
Yeah, Kyle, and I'm so hyped to talk about these foods. Such a variety of them from all around the world, and we're talking about only the best cuisines from each continent.
Now let's get things started by going to our favorite foods from the continent we live in, North America.
To kick things off in North America, we will be talking about a classic food from North America, hamburgers.
We have talked about hamburgers a lot recently, but it's only because they hold a special place in our hearts as being a truly amazing food.
So true, Kyle. As in the United States, one of the stereotypical foods we eat are hamburgers, and that is for a good reason. It is like creating a sandwich with a non-traditional yet amazing meat, a cow patty. To top it off, you give it some savory flavor from veggies and fruits such as lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and pickles. In addition to other toppings, you can get the range from something as common as bacon to something crazy such as fried egg.
Totally agree, Wesley. But you can't forget the sauces and sides as well that make it so great, such as ketchup, mustard, and other condiments to pair with some of those salty french fries.
And to cool things off, you can always get a soda or a milkshake to drink that adds a great sweet mix to the burger. And now for our next food in Latin America, part of North America, empanadas. All right, Kyle, you know that what one of my favorite foods from Latin America is?
What is it?
Empanadas. The really enveloped taste of Latin America countries. When I went to Mexico, I had empanadas every single day.
Wait, how?
Empanadas can be made with any type of ingredient. They have breakfast ones with eggs, ham, and cheese, my favorite. Lunch ones with beef, and dinner ones with beef and the assortment of vegetables.
Oh yeah, I know what those are now. Fam. Yeah, I got them when I was in Argentina with my family a few years ago. And oh man, those were good. I remember the taste of those, and I remember now, I went to this little shop on a market, and they were cooking right there on this grill under the awning. And I can tell you that they were amazing.
Bruh, did you know that these actually originated in Spain, or from Spain?
No, I didn't. Why?
Because most of these countries that make these empanadas were under Spanish colonial control back in the day. That's the little food history lesson for our viewers. I'm not going to wink.
That's all for our viewers for our North American segment. We'll see you after the break for our South American segment.
Dear humanity, I'm sorry. I have not done my part. Even though I'm still a young woman, I have seen many things happen to this earth. The poles are melting at a much faster rate than normal, and there's a floating mass of plastic the size of the state, which I call home, floating the Pacific. And plastic straws are one of the most common things found there. In America alone, plastic straws are used every day. If the lives of animals like these are at stake, why do we use them? Hopefully, if we take action, the sight of a straw in a gutter will be an unfamiliar one. Become part of the movement to strike out straws.
Welcome back, folks, and for this segment, we will be talking about cuy. Now, you probably haven't heard of this dish, but it's actually very popular in Peru. Cuy is a cooked guinea pig.
Wait, bro. Did you say guinea pig?
Yes, guinea pig. Cuy is a large breed of guinea pig raised for its meats in South America and most popular to Peru.
I will say that I'm not a fan of this dish, but it is amazing how the cook can prepare it. It's not just one of those typical foods. They pretty much just roast a whole guinea pig and put it on a plate and serve it. It's kind of like a roast miniature pig.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but people from Peru love it. Also, cuy isn't only used for primarily a food source. It's also used in spiritual practices and healing ceremonies performed on a patient by a healer or shaman.
Sorry. That just adds to the reason why cuy is one of Peru's most famous dishes and a traditional dish.
That's true, Kyle, but this dish is probably not for the faint-hearted.
Why is that? I mean, I would never just eat the cuy because of the way it looks.
I'm sure lots of other people agree with you, but it's a delicacy, and I understand why that's that way too.
Well, I'm sorry to say that we are having to go to our next segment.
Yes, I hope you all learned some interesting food so far, but we have more to come.
This is another interesting dish that you can find in Peru, and it's ceviche.
Don't even get me started with ceviche, bro. I have been on multiple occasions and can say it is great. It is a coastal cuisine, being food as usually some sort of whitefish that is fresh and raw. Then they put juices on it like lemon or lime juice, and then they add some heat to it by putting chili peppers in it.
It's also mixed with onions and cilantro, giving it some more spice to it. When it is all combined together, it brings a great blend of the sea and the flavors of the South America.
That's good. I couldn't agree more with what you just said. Ceviche is definitely something you must try in South America. We are now going to commercial break, but when we come back, we'll be talking about our favorite cuisine from Europe.
Each and every day, we all breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. But we never think of who to give credit to for this. Phytoplankton produce over 50% of our oxygen. Combined with plants, shrubs, and trees, we have all our oxygen produced through photosynthesis, so they deserve credit. Say thank you to a phytoplankton, say thank you to a tree. So they do a lot more than we realize. We wouldn't be able to breathe without them.
Welcome back from the break. For this segment, we're going to be talking about European food.
There are so many different countries in Europe. Each one's unique in its own way, from Britain's famous pub foods to Greece's heroes. This region of the world has so much to offer.
One of these iconic foods is an English Sunday roast with roast beef, roast potatoes, vegetables, and Yorkshire pudding, commonly served in the western part of Europe, especially Britain. It takes food from different cultures and combines them into one.
The roast beef and Yorkshire pudding are both British dishes, while the potatoes are from Ireland, making the meal diverse. This dish can be made by simply preheating the oven to about 400 degrees, seasoning the beef with spices such as rosemary, salt, and pepper, then covering and baking the roast beef for around an hour. To get a better measurement of the time, cooking 15 minutes per pound of the roast beef.
That sounds delicious, Kyle. For the potatoes, you need to cook them in an Irish fashion. You'll need to cut them into small cubes, season them with salt, pepper, rosemary, and olive oil. Then put them on tinfoil. Put the oven to 375 degrees and cook them for about 15 minutes on each side.
As for the vegetables, those can be a mix of whatever greens you have in your house.
Finally, let's get to the last part of this meal, the Yorkshire pudding. Surprisingly, this isn't actually a dessert as you would expect. It instead is a type of turnover, which is a pastry that usually has some sort of filling. The ones that are made with this meal, however, are more like bread and ate with the roast beef.
I never knew that, Wesley. With this in mind, with this great dish still in mind, let's move on to our next European dish for the segment.
Yes. All right, Kyle. Now we're going to hop across the Mediterranean to Italy to talk about the spicy meatballs.
I love those. Actually, Wesley, this segment is about America's favorite Italian food, pizza.
Aw, yeah.
Pranked you. Bro, on my pizza, I always go for that meat lover's pizza with the great assortment of meat. I never go hungry. I love pizza so much, I've made a video edit on it.
Yeah, Cal, toppings are good, but I always go for that garlic sauce. You can have best on the crust. When I went to Italy last summer, I got pizza at least once every day. You just cannot go wrong with authentic Italian pizza.
I completely agree with you on that, Wesley. It looks like we have to go to break, but afterwards we're going to go over to the wonderful taste of Africa.
Yo, foodies, we're going to take your taste buds on a trip to the African Great Lakes region so you can discover the phenomenal taste of kachumbari.
Yeah, fam, what exactly is that?
Hold on and listen up because this is an awesome dish. It can be compared to pico de gallo, but this dish is practically a tomato and onion fresh salad.
Okay, that sounds dope.
So this is a typical side dish paired with meats and is made of fresh tomatoes, onions, cilantro, and avocado.
Whoa, I want some right now, bro.
Yeah, bro.
This side dish has a Swahili name and is found in East Africa.
Now, next to our other African dish
is jollof rice. Welcome back, loyal food enthusiast viewers. We are back with the more popular African dish.
What's on the menu, bro?
Check this out. Jollof rice is a one-pot rice dish that's very popular in many West African countries.
What's in this dish, bro? I feel like I'm gonna like it because I love most all rice dishes.
You're gonna dig this one. So to make this, you're gonna fry some rice with butter and oil in a pot. Toss it with some thyme and curry, then toss in some celery and green peppers. Then add chicken, some more tasty African spices, and finally carrots, mushrooms, and tomatoes.
Oh, that sounds nice. I'd love to make that or even find a place around here that serves that.
I agree with you, bro. Wesley and I have a lot of cool foods in store for y'all later after this break.
So tune in.
Welcome back, and we'll be talking about this popular Asian food. Chicken feet is one of the most authentic dishes. They're seasoned with vinegar, fresh green pepper, crushed with garlic, and unlike normal American dishes, the Asians use every part of the chicken. It's a well-known fact that the feet of the chicken are almost like a delicacy.
I couldn't agree more. This is especially true since these feet are small but tasty. Always remember to be careful when biting into this dish. I once had a friend who bit into one too eagerly, and he ended up with a chicken nail lodged into the roof of his mouth.
Wow. I don't know what that. All right, hold up. Wait, that was a story about why you should never bite into them too fast, but I would never want that to happen to me. The best way to eat them is to savor the flavor. Next, we'll be talking about the sesame seed balls.
I'm sorry, but that's just one of the best Asian desserts out there. It's simply fried dough with seasoned seeds and red bean paste on the inside. It's like the Asian version of a donut.
Cool. I've never heard of that. What is the red bean paste?
Well, it's basically made by boiling red beans and then mashing them. This paste can also be sweetened with honey and sugar. As the dough of the seasoned ball rises while it's being fried, Asians also believe that a person's fortune will also rise if they eat one.
That sounds amazing. I hope one day I can try that. Unfortunately, that is all we have for this segment, and our time in Asia is coming to an end. We'll be back after the break talking about some of our favorite foods in Australia.
And Australian signature dishes.
Well, you have to tune in next week to find out about Australia.
We're going to finish this next week, and I'm sorry to say, but thank you again. None of this would have been possible without all your viewers and support.
Thank you to HPHS.TV.
Yes, we cannot forget them.
And I hope you're excited to travel the world and find new food with us.
Yes, this is Let's Talk About It with Kyle and Wesley.
Signing off.
Yes.